Presenting now is Modupe Kachi. She is a celebrated mezzo-soprano, pedagogue, and a vocal coach for MTN Project Fame West Africa, where she mentored numerous rising stars. She is a respected figure in Nigeria's music industry, known for her warm timbre and captivating performances across classical, jazz, and gospel genres. Her scholarly work explores the intersection of music reality TV and music education in Nigeria, bringing artistic practice in conversation with scholarly inquiry. She is currently a doctoral candidate in the Department of Music, the Organ House, at Mountaintop University, Ogun State, where she is advancing her research on music reality TV, music education, culture and creative industries, CCIs. She will be presenting Coaching the Cosmopolitan Local, an insider's perspective of the hybrid music education model in MTN Project Fame West Africa.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, profs. Good morning. Thank you for having me. It was the grand finale of MTN Project Fame West Africa, Season 3 in 2010. As the winner was announced on the 26th of September, the studio erupted. On stage stood a 19-year-old Chidinma Ekile, making history after 10 grueling weeks of training and evictions as the show's first female winner. Chidinma's life story alludes to the story of many young people in post-colonial Nigeria who aspire to greatness, but whose chances are limited. The trajectories of Chidinma and numerous other contestants frame the MTN Project Fame Academy as a dynamic cultural public sphere, a space where young West Africans actively articulate their capacity to aspire to a good life. MTN Project Fame West Africa was a music reality television show based in Lagos, adapted from the International Star Academy format, and it ran from 2008 to 2016. During its broadcast run, it served as a massive regional creative hub for Western and African popular music, with millions of West African youths auditioning for the show across its run. I worked as the vocal coach for 8 consecutive seasons. Over the years, the Project Fame Academy has successfully produced some of the most prominent artists in the Nigerian music industry today, such as Inyanya, Johnny Drill, Chike, Ayola, Oluchi, and the subject of this presentation, Chidinma Ekile. So, in this presentation, I ask, what does it mean to understand the life story of Chidinma Ekile through the MTN Project Fame reality TV show? In exploring this question, I reflect on Project Fame's Academy's music education model. I explored this in 2 interlinked stages. First, I provide insight into the audition process, and second, I explore the hybrid pedagogical models used to train the contestants. The MTN Project Fame West Africa audition was a rigorous 3-stage sifting process designed to filter thousands of hopefuls down to a select few. In the first stage, which was the regional auditions, massive crowds of aspiring contestants performed before local judges in various West African cities. This initial phase typically spanned 2 days and aggressively reduced the number of contestants down to a handful. Ada Gold, the third runner-up for Season 8, highlighted the sheer scale of this reduction, recalling, "We were over 15,000 in the place where we auditioned, which was Port Harcourt. And they had to take from 15,000 to 200, then the following day from there to 10, and from there to 3. This grueling process meant contestants had to fight fiercely for highly limited spots. Another Season 8 contestant, Arewa, experienced this pressure firsthand when she was placed in a group of 20 aspiring contestants competing for a single yes card from the judges, which she ultimately won. In the second stage, the hundreds of shortlisted contestants who survived the regional evaluations were subjected to another intense round of auditions. This phase further narrowed the pool, selecting just 24 contestants to advance to the semi-final stage. The third and final stage saw the emergence of the top 15 to 18 finalists. These successful candidates were the ones who officially gained entry into the Project Fame Academy to begin their intensive coaching and training. Most of the contestants arrived with little or no formal music education. For instance, Ada, Arewa, and Chidima had no knowledge of formal music education, were self-taught, and their musical experiences were shaped from church choirs and live band involvement. However, Oluchi, another season 8 contestant, noted that the judges were only interested in her raw talent, saying, I quote, "All they wanted to know was, are you able to sing for us and wow us?" Crucially, Steve, a season 9 contestant, observed that the judges, in his own opinion, deliberately sought teachable artists, frequently rejecting highly skilled singers who oversang because they appeared too rigid for the Academy's rapid pop culture framework. The judges were not looking for finished products. As you will hear in the video I'm about to play, they were looking for inherent talent, teachability, and the courage to exist in the highly competitive academy.
Guys, what are your expectations for this season? I expect to see people who healthily compete amongst themselves.
But somebody who can be trained, who has the ABC, the requirements, basic requirements of being a legend.
Once selected, the contestants entered the academy, which was the central structure of Project Fame. It was modeled as a controlled environment where the contestants were trained by faculty that included voice, music, dance, and acting coaches. Its repertoire was mostly selected from African and Western popular music. The pedagogical approach utilized in the academy can be categorized as a hybrid music education model, a fluid matrix of formal, non-formal, and informal models. Despite the pop culture environment of reality television, the academy utilized strict formal learning structures to instill professional discipline. For instance, dance coach Lovett Otegbola explicitly states, and I quote, "My first 30 minutes of every class had them writing, sitting in a classroom with pen and paper. Contestants were forced to write down and apply the rigid grid of stage geography, mapping upstage, downstage, stage left, stage right, to master camera awareness. Musically, I introduced formal elements such as tonic solfa exercises to enhance pitch precision and note recognition. Ben Ogbewi, the music coach, shares that he taught chords by numbers, explaining that chord 1 is do, mi, sol, chord 2 is the minor chord of re, fa, la, so they could immediately communicate with professional studio accompanists. To reinforce these structured concepts, as the video I'm about to play reveals, I utilized a projector in the classroom to teach core aesthetic ideas such as pronunciation, song interpretation, dynamics, and proper microphone usage, and contestants took notes. Chidima embraced this structured learning, stating she actively took notes during these classes and still has her notes till date.
A well-rounded, knowledge of how to interpret a song, how to use dynamics in a song. Okay. Can you see? Can you all see? Lucky, can you see? Okay. How to use dynamics in a song. Learn how to properly pronounce your words. Yeah? How to breathe within a song. How to overcome stage fright. How to use the microphone properly.
The academy functioned primarily as an intensive non-formal institution, heavily relying on mentors and coaches to guide students through learning by doing. This non-formal environment forced experiential learning. Thrust onto a massive stage weekly, a shy church singer like Chidima had to conquer her stage fright, transforming her live performance anxiety into professional composure under immense pressure. The instructors purposely brought complex instructions down to the contestants' immediate functional levels. The video I'm about to play shows the dance coach Lovett Otegbola demonstrating stage performance to the contestants.
We're talking about stage performance. All right, so let's get on with your music.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years the nights and me to go over everything.
Do you understand?
Now, please, next song.
Given the intense production pressures of learning multiple songs a week, informal learning became a crucial survival tactic for the contestants. Oluchi explicitly describes the oral mechanics of this informal grind. I quote, "There were no scripts. We had to learn by listening with our headphones. We had MP3 devices given to us. We learned our songs listening to the MP3 devices." Also, Chidima utilized intense self-regulated learning using her MP3 device. She recalled waking up in the middle of the night to listen to and score her music by ear while the rest of the house was sleeping to avoid distractions. This built an accelerated rote learning system, forcing contestants to score and master complex pop arrangements by ear within a tight 48-hour window. Furthermore, Ada highlighted that their structural development heavily relied on informal gaming, peer-to-peer jamming, outside of official coaching hours, allowing them to exchange vocal tricks and build upon what we taught them. The video I'm about to play shows the contestants in their room displaying what they have learned about performance.
And it's no sacrifice. The simple world is two hearts living into separate worlds. But it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice, no sacrifice at all. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? How did you know I needed you badly?
This intensive training completely altered the contestants' ingrained responses, equipping them with a new set of professional reflexes. Arawa, for example, recalled how severe stage fright once caused her to nervously mispronounce words, repeatedly saying oxo instead of hustle. She noted how patiently I worked with her to correct this and harness her breath control, while Ben Ogbewi trained her mind to rapidly score and internalize new music. This transformation was permanent. Over a decade later, Arawa's acquired reflexes instinctively cover up stage mistakes so seamlessly that audiences assume they are stylistic choices. Steve echoed this, stating his performance is permanently better because he still subconsciously visualizes his delivery exactly as he was trained to do. Chidima Ekile experienced a similar shift. Entering as a shy church girl, she was thrust onto a massive stage where the rigorous training helped her conquer her severe stage fright, transforming her live performance anxiety into permanent professional composure under intense pressure. Ultimately, these new ingrained instincts enabled them to successfully navigate commercial pop spaces in a way their original dispositions could not. To fully grasp the magnitude of this transformation, we must look at the specific social identity of the individuals we were training. I conceptualized contestants like Chidima through Oladele Ayorinde's framework of the Cosmopolitan local. Ayorinde defines this as a mobile persona who exists in an in-between third space, actively synthesizing local and global cultural signs to create new value. Bringing Ayorinde's concept into conversation with other scholars, we see how universal this phenomenon is in Africa. For instance, Gavin Steingo observes a similar dynamic in South Africa, where marginalized youths, despite being geographically restricted, actively pull the outside world into their local spaces through global media to forge new identities. Likewise, Alex Perulo notes that in Tanzania, youths purposefully blend local rhythms with global pop styles to project a new urban sophistication. Before the academy, Chidima embodied the Cosmopolitan local. Despite her localized upbringing and communal Catholic, despite her localized upbringing in Ikorodu and communal Catholic choir roots, she actively consumed global sounds like Whitney Houston and Bob Marley. The academy systematically converted this raw, localized blend into recognizable industry power. However, her active self-making did not stop at commercial success. Leveraging her newly acquired professional platform, Chidinma recently transitioned from a secular pop star to a gospel artist. This fundamental spiritual realignment allowed her to return to her foundational church roots while commanding the global stage she mastered as a Cosmopolitan local. I leave you with this quote from Chidinma as she reflects on how the training completely changed her life trajectory. I quote, "I am so grateful for it. It changed my life, absolutely. It did. It changed my life. You know how, some people just feel that that's all there is to it. And then from nowhere, things just change. Yeah, it did for me. It did for my family. I'm grateful to God for that always." This quote illustrates that the Academy did not just teach songs. It empowered these young artists, giving them the vocal control, mental speed, stage composure, and fortitude necessary to build enduring professional careers. In conclusion, the MTN Project Fame West Africa Academy serves as a compelling model of how alternative educational spaces can systematically refine the raw, intuitive competence of contemporary youth into standardized professional assets. By employing a hybrid pedagogical method or model that fluidly integrates formal instructional rigor, non-formal experiential mentorship, and informal self-directed learning, the show functioned as a highly efficient site of cultural transformation. And with this, I say thank you very much.
Thank you so much for exposing us to coaching the Cosmopolitan's locals and insiders' perspective of the hybrid musical education model in MTN Project Fame West Africa. So now if you have any question? Any question? Is there anyone online? Okay, thank you. Please.
Thank you, Dupsy. I call her Dupsy. I know her. Wonderful vocal. When she sings, you go to heaven. But she's doing a scholarly work now. I want to ask, in those training, what is how will I put it? How culturally inclined is those training to a culture here in Nigeria? Did we train them to be a Nigerian in terms of, we're talking about Africanness, in terms of, having the sensibility of where we are come from, a root? Because from the videos, I heard the whole lot of repertoire they were singing were kind of, pop and everything. Yeah. So was there aspects where they were being trained to even be like Nigeria, to know that they are Nigerians? So I don't know if the question is understood.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Joshua Sinigi, for that question. So,
thank you.
The way the academy was structured, the competition itself, they were themed per week. And we had Africa Week, Nigerian Week, Reggae Week. So unfortunately, it's a 20-minute presentation, and just so many videos I can play. But we had times when we actually tailored the class to make sure that their performance was sounding very Nigerian, very reggae, and so on and so forth. So yes. And of course, the music, I said, is drawn from a potpourri of Western and African pop music. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ige, for that presentation.
Thank you.
Mine is just a little suggestion. If you mentioned that the trainers for that program, I don't know, you didn't give us the background of the trainers, because one of the things I used to know that we need to address is getting untrained people to train people.
Yes.
That may have its own disadvantage. Because if you're training pop artists that are upcoming, and what you impart to them are things you draw from your personal research that is not scholarly, that may also be a problem in the future. So I don't know if you're considering that, okay, we need to upgrade the people that do this education for talent hunting. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Well, the trainers are actually drawn from, they're also cultural producers who are masters in their field. Ben Ogwewe is a music director. You know, he's worked with the best in the country. Lovett Otegbola, Kafi, who was also a dance coach on the show, and myself. So, but I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Thank you for the presentation. Yesterday, was it yesterday our prof presented? One of our recommendations was that music institutions collaborate more with master musicians to come and train. So master musicians may not necessarily have academic background, but they have the field experience that they can hands on to students. Very important. But my own contribution is, is that we've looked for a way to curate these experiences as methods to help train our students in the universities who necessarily are not interested in the arts music line so much, but they want to be voice students. So there should also be a space for them to get the experience they need to get. So we can put them into a methodology and look for it to infuse into the curriculum so they can method.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay.
Thank you. That's very exciting and educative. I want to ask that those MTN film program, do they have theme each of the time that they want to project? Each of the time that they want to have the talent
for each season?
Yeah, for each season. Do they have theme?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would just want to say that it's beautiful that you are one of them. What we are trying to talk about Africanness here, it will be good for you to project it there too, so that we can have a Brenda Fassie of Nigeria. You know, people that are very, very cultural. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other question?
Thank you, ma.
Thank you.
I just want to know, because project film is something that we used to enjoy and look forward to. We have other reality shows that promote different things, but it's one of the original shows in Nigeria that promotes music. So, whatever happened to it? And when are we likely to have another season or something? I'm just curious. Thank you.
I was expecting that question. Project Fame went out of production from, how do I say it now, from the top, not being very scholarly right now. The sponsors of the show decided that they wanted to have their own program, which was, so because MTN Project Fame, MTN is just a title sponsor. So they wanted to have their own show. So they discontinued it to do Yellow Star. But after Yellow Star, after one season of Yellow Star, they stopped. So I'm hoping that it comes back. Yes, to answer your question. I'm hoping it comes back.
Thank you so much. We've run out of time.